You're watching the Weekly Wednesday What's Up, the section of my channel where I tell you everything that's going on in my life in 1 week. I have a kitty cat. No, anyways. Hey, sorry about it. I haven't been able to do some of these videos in quite some time. I'm just really been focusing on catching up, retooling, reorganizing a few different things going on. Particularly, the name of the game on my days off have been revamping the channel or getting things ready for the channel. To try to get some new programming, some profitable programming, as well as beneficial programming for actually building the channel. Retooling Patreon so it's a little more clear about what we're doing, particularly shows that people had no idea that we were working on, like Doom Patrol, Kingdom, finishing Legend of Korra. You know, a lot of people just don't see it, and it's mentioned in videos, but like I guess if you just don't make a specific video, people just don't know. And it is that constant weekly thing that would definitely help. Maybe I should start doing more reviews more often, but um, it's just it takes more time to like do one video the for Patreon, and then I got to do another review video for YouTube. It just doubles up things. So I'm trying to figure out how to fix that. Particularly now, we're in the process of getting new shows that will be friendly for YouTube. That's the big thing. I've talked about it many times before, and the monetization situation is a big issue. And then on top of that, I was reading a post by Boogie2822. You know who I'm talking about. The big man from Twitter, or YouTube. He's a big influence of mine. One of the biggest reasons I continue to do the weekly Wednesday What's Up, because I really enjoy his stuff. He was talking about like what it means to sort of retire on YouTube, or for the like kind of like to like hold on, like when like when your career is over on YouTube. And I thought that was kind of interesting. I'm trying to find it for you guys. Wow, he's lost a lot of weight. The end of his career. Let me kind of filter through this because I thought it was actually a really good read. I was um, a big thing for your man, but he's talked a lot of different things. So I'm trying to find it, but I was trying to. Did he just break a TV? Okay, strange. Wow, he's actually lost a lot of weight. Oh man. Alright, forget. Okay, I can't find it. Oh, okay, here we go. Alright, so here's where it all starts. It was basically saying like I have hit the end. So I have hit the end of my career. A lot of people are tired of clicking on my face, I guess. I have I still have plenty of fans, but many are gone. A lot of factors go into it, but mostly it was my own mistakes and decisions that had led to it. I am fine with that part. But YouTube plays an annoying factor. Not just myself, but a lot of other legacy creators are seeing something different, are seeing something that pushes our videos down and down and down. I get that people can get over your content, but isn't it weird? I know 10 legacy creators seeing the same pattern. Seems artificial. Seems like the old guard just being forcibly retired. Plenty of folks like DeFranco and Vogue Nero's still do great, so I could be wrong there. I think he is. Because we all, like, even for myself, I don't think my videos are getting pushed down and down, but my videos have significantly dropped in views versus what I was doing 2 years ago, when there was a bigger buzz among all things. But, certain videos just don't do as well. But then I do other videos, like, for example, what was something I talked about recently? Batgirl. I did the review of Batwoman, And that got like way a lot because it's something that people really want to talk about. So I think that's one of the other things is sometimes there's just stuff that you can't do. And then for my channel particularly, for the last year or so, I invested the last 2 years or so. One of the main things I invested on was videos that either are like 10 years old, like the actual show is 10 years old. Got something in my hair. The show is like 10 years old, like Avatar, or I have to do fucking redirects on the videos because they're not able to be put on the channel. And that was, and or it's owned by WB, so it all gets claimed anyways, and it's CW stuff, so the shows themselves have not been doing well either. So it's just a thing about like, you know, when you're with YouTube, you either do the videos that people want to see, like you just do what the audience wants to see, or you do videos that you want to do, and hopefully along the lines you can still have a sustainable career. And it generally doesn't work out if you do videos that you want to do, but that's the way it should be. But that's not the way to be, quote unquote, successful and to continue to, um, you know, um, build your audience. You know. So here he goes. I have invested widely and set aside some money so I won't be behind. Plus, there's Storyfire for me as well. But I know some fellow creators weren't as careful with cash, yet others who are not yet established who are seemingly being pushed out too. It sucks bad for them. If I only get 4 million views a month and only 50 views per video, I will keep uploading as long as it's still fun to do. I would love to have 4 million views a month, claimable though. That is still a huge audience, and I am glad to have. The money won't hurt either. Um, but for some creators, that would lead them going back to a day job. In what world? So this is something I personally can't understand. In what world do you only get like? In what world would 4 million views a month and 50K per video? So would you have to get a day job after that? Like I'm trying to think of how that is possible. Like you just would have to like if you put out 4 million views. I'm trying to figure out. So 4 million views come out to about. I was gonna see if I can give you guys the number on that one. Let me see if I can do it. 4 million is how many zeros is that? 4 million. All right. So I just did it right now on the computer right here. All right. So 4 million is going to be about so per thousand. Yeah. Okay. Nah. Yes, 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 and no. Okay. So 4 million views a month is about four, a little less than 4 grand a month. Roughly speaking, that can be anywhere from 3 to 4 grand a month, depending on how long the video is, how many of them get copyrighted, and things like that. And funny enough, that on average, that's a above average salary for the average person. So I can kind of see where I was kind of thinking about that. Where with my own channel, I don't even know how many views I get. But the problem is with my own channel, it doesn't really matter half the time with the video how many views I get a month because most of them are not uh, um, monetized. I can't be monetized or it's just making money for somebody else. So okay, so I get like 46 views every uh, every 2 days or something. 46,000 views every 2 days. I don't know how many for the month or so. Um, so that's a whole nother thing. Damn it! Anyways, I was trying to trying to do this shit on my on right with you, doing some taxing right now for you guys. But it's not available. But anyways, I was just kind of saying that's where it's going. Okay, we're getting way too long with this weekly Wednesday. What's up? Let's continue. In short, um, I'm just kind of talking about this and with Boogie, he's also saying, I also hate seeing how negative YouTube has become. Even some of my favorite channels like The Know has rebranded to Inside Gaming. And while I love them and what they do is much more negative than The Know it was, but it's also more successful. This is very true. The key, and that's the key to the current YouTube, it seems, go very, very negative. Yeah, like I was saying with Game of Thrones, like so many people suddenly started being fans of Game of Thrones this last season just to make videos of complaining about how Game of Thrones isn't Game of Thrones anymore. And so many people were making reviews, reactions, just trying to shit on the season. And I was like, where were all these people last season when it was also like fast paced and going out of control? It just seemed it was such a trendy thing to do just to hate on Game of Thrones, which was so annoying about that. But join the culture war, he says. Pick a side and go to war. People will rally behind you. The quartering has told me to do this for 2 years as my business dies and his explodes. He is right. The problem is I'm just not built that way, blah, blah, blah. Um, you know, anyways. The main point I was kind of talking about this is I thought it was interesting because I was watching Gamer from Mars the other day, and something that I always thought was interesting was he does this section called Dead Channels, and what's interesting about that is like it's a good wake up call and reflection piece about the lifetime and the lifespan of some of these YouTubers are only like 2 to 3 years. Like it's their like Gamer for Mars generally focuses on their prime, and then after that, what are they going to do after? They're like if they're like super popular, and then after that they just kind of die out. And I don't think dying out is necessarily a bad thing because if they stabilize, then it's fine. And I think that's exactly what's been going on for anybody if you're lucky enough to actually start a YouTube channel and you get a really cool stride and you get something really strong, and then once you ride that sort of wave out, and then it just the peak. Once it peaks, you just hopefully you can just settle with an audience that stays there instead of way down here. And for me, that was always a big issue, as I always thought to myself, like you know, don't don't quit your job. Don't leave the country. Don't leave Japan um, on the basis of just doing YouTube. Because if you do that, you're going to get stuck in a problem where you're only going to be doing videos just to be doing videos, just so you can stay not just relevant, but just you're going to be working for the views. And it starts to get and it's over the last couple of years it's gotten worse on YouTube, where almost everything is getting claimed. I'm getting notices every morning now from YouTube on videos I made like 5 years ago. The Batman Arkham City stream, I got two claims on those today, saying how okay, we're gonna give all your money to this person for doing blah blah blah. And it's just like Jesus Christ. And I've seen my affiliates uh, you know, I've seen my associates change the way their channel works. It used to be them doing videos that they really liked, or they could put a lot of heart into it. Now, they just got to put out content every day, particularly reacting to things that they wouldn't have normally reacted to, which is fine. It's what they want to do, but I've never wanted that to be with this particular channel, and it never really felt like that was the thing I wanted to do. So, and I wouldn't really have been proud of doing something like that, because then it becomes there's a point where it'll become what people demand of you to always do that. And a good example of that is like the Flash. The Flash is a really good example because the moment I announced that I was going to stop doing videos for the Flash, there are people that have come to the channel based on that, and a lot of people got really upset. And that's one of the things of like when you start something, it's going to be really hard to stop it, particularly if something continues on. And luckily, I get a break, or I'm catching a break with Arrow ending, but with the Flash, it's continuing to go. Or for example, if I started doing Doom Patrol, and the show has been good enough, but not enough for me to really hire an editor and to do all that and spend all this time putting this on YouTube just to get claimed by WB. So all any whatever little ass money that video would make, it's all going to WB. I can't even break in even on it. I'm actually spending money, and that's where things don't work so well. Um, so it's an interesting thing how that all works. Our Avatar is another good example. Like I worked so hard just to finish Avatar on YouTube, but of course people were just assuming that we were going to go into Korra the same way, but nah. At least I felt with Avatar, okay, at least I could just stop there, and anybody that really is invested can continue on Patreon. There's just some other stuff I was going to talk to you about life changes, and tomorrow I pick up my new visa, and there's stress about other things for the future, particularly the way with YouTube, and that's why I was talking about the end of YouTube careers, how Boogie got me thinking about that. But at the same time, over here in Japan, I have a whole nother life that I don't talk about, that is always needing investing, always needing to build into it. But I am still continuing to do my best to try to give you guys as much as I can on YouTube, on Patreon, on Twitch, on Twitter, on Instagram, and continue my own real life work as well. I will let you guys know more next week because this one went a little long, and 17 minutes means less views. I'll talk to you guys next time. Take care, like, share, subscribe, and I will let you guys know what's up next week. Peace, y'all.